Porter's Competitive Forces Model by Clay, Ryan, and Andrea. Michael Eugene Porter was born May 23, 1947. He is currently the Bishop William Lawrence University professor at Harvard Business School. He is a leading authority on company strategy and the competitiveness of nations and regions. Michael Porter's work is recognized in many government, corporations, and academic circles globally. He chairs Harvard Business School's program dedicated for newly appointed CEOs of very large corporations. So what are the five forces model of Porter? The five forces model of Porter is an outside in business unit strategy tool that is used to make an analysis of the attractiveness or value of an industry structure. The competitive forces analysis is made by the identification of five fundamental competitive forces: the entry of competitors, threat of substitutes, bargaining power of buyers, bargaining power of suppliers, and the rivalry among the existing players. So, the entry of competitors. How easy or difficult is it for new entrants to start competing? What barriers exist? 2. The threat of substitutes. How easily can a product or service be substituted, especially be made cheaper? And 3. Bargaining power of buyers. How strong is the position of buyers? Can they work together in ordering large volumes? 4. The bargaining power of suppliers. How strong is the position of the sellers? Do many potential suppliers exist or only few potential suppliers? Is it a monopoly? 5. Rivalry among the existing players. Does a strong competition between the existing players exist? Is one player very dominant or are all equal in the strength and size? Sometimes a sixth competitive force is added, which is the government. Porter's competitive forces model is probably one of the most often used business strategy tools. It has proven its usefulness on numerous occasions. Porter's model is particularly strong in thinking outside in. With that being said, the economies of scale, capitalism, investment requirement, customer switching cost, access to industry distribution channels, access to technology, brand loyalty, and the likelihood of retaliation from existing industry players and government regulations all take part of Porter's five forces model. New threats of new entrants depend on the quality. Is a substitute better? Buyers' willingness to substitute, the relative price and performance of substitutes, and the cost of switching the substitutes. Is it easy to change to another product? The bargaining power of suppliers depend on the concentration of suppliers. Are there many buyers and few dominant suppliers? Branding. Is the brand of the supplier strong? The profitability of the suppliers. Are suppliers forced to raise prices? And are suppliers threatened to integrate forward into a different industry? For example, brand manufacturers threatening to set up their own retail outlets. Buyers do not threaten to integrate backwards into supply, the role, quality of service, and the industry is not a key customer group to the suppliers and the switching costs. These all have to do with the bargaining power suppliers and what they depend on. All right, now we're going to talk about the bargaining power of the buyers. Um, this consists of the concentration of buyers. Are there a few dominant buyers and many sellers in the industry? The differentiation. Are products standardized? The profitability of buyers. Are buyers forced to be tough? The role of quality and service. The threat of backward and forward integration into the industry and switching costs. Is it easy for a buyer to switch their supplier? The intensity of rivalry depends on the structure of competition. Rivalry will be more intense if there are lots of smaller, equally sized competitors. Rivalry will be less of if the industry has a clear market leader. The structure of industry cost. Industries with high fixed costs encourage competitors to manufacture at a full capacity by cutting prices if needed. The degree of product differentiation. Industries where products are commodities, such as steel and coal, typically have greater rivalry. Switching costs. Rivalry is reduced when buyers have high switching costs. The strategic objectives. If competitors pursue aggressive growth strategies, rivalry will be more intense. If competitors are merely milking profits in a mature industry, the degree of rivalry is typically low. And then lastly, exit barriers. When barriers to leaving an industry are high, competitors tend to exhibit greater rivalry. All right, the strengths of the five competitive forces model. The model is a strong tool for competitive analysis at industry level. You can compare the pest analysis, and it provides useful input for performing the SWOT analysis. The limitations of Porter's five forces model. Um, should be taken when using care should be taken when using this model for the following. Do not underestimate or underemphasize the importance of the existing strengths of the organization and inside out strategy. All right, the core. The model was designed for analyzing individual business strategies. It does not cope with synergies and interdependencies within the portfolio of large corporations. The parenting advantage. Uh, from a more theoretical perspective, the model does not address the possibility that an industry could be attractive because certain companies are in it. Some people claim that the environments which are characterized by rapid, systematic, and radical change require more flexible, dynamic, or emergent approaches to strategy formulation. Disruptive innovation. Sometimes it may be possible to create completely new markets instead of selecting from existing ones. This is our reference page. Thank you.